Flosstube, welcome back. I am Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, both here on YouTube and Instagram, and this is my channel about cross stitch. Yay, that's what we talk about here. We chat about cross stitch and a little bit of life. So if you're new, welcome. Hope you enjoy cross stitch. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I'm excited to be back for another week in January. It is Monday, January 13th. And we are back to cross stitch happy hour. Yay! I'm still sick, still can't hear much. So I think my volume, I think I'm either talking really quiet or really loud, but lucky for you, you can adjust that with your control on YouTube. My family, unfortunately, cannot. My husband feels like he's living in a nursing home because I'm blasting the TV in order to be able to hear it. But regardless, I'm feeling better and we're back to happy hour. Today's beverage is, it's snowing outside today. So today I was supposed to be recording in the morning so that I could go over and stitch with the Kitsap Stitchers with Becca's group. She's Samry Stitches on Flosstube, and Melissa and CC. And CC does a lot of knitting, and she has a knit too. They call it something else. I'll link her channel below too if you're into knitting, as well as cross stitch. Check out CC. I was supposed to go over and hang out with that group today, but we got so much snow. So much snow. I mean, especially for us in the Seattle area, we don't get a lot of snow. I would insert a picture here, but I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to show you a picture on my phone. This is our backyard this morning. We got like 6-7 inches. It's been snowing all day. So no school for the kiddos, and their dance studio even closed. That was amazing. I was a little worried about Abby driving. Actually, I would have been driving. Her little car would not make it up and down. We live up a big windy hill, and her little car would not make it up the big windy hill with this much snow. So instead, we've been hanging out at home, and I did some FFOing today. I did a full finish on a couple things, so I'll show you that. And we're just stitching, and the snow is making it feel like holiday. We took down Christmas. Christmas decorations are down. We took Christmas down yesterday in our house, and then it snowed overnight, and it feels Christmassy all of a sudden. So I'm having a little it's almost a holiday beverage. I found right around holiday time at Costco, they had it came in a big box, and it was a bunch of different flavors of Bailey's. So I'm trying out the espresso cream. It is delicious. So we bought them for the holidays. We tried a few of them, but I still have some left. So it almost tastes like dessert. Almost tastes like dessert. So I'm still a little sniffly. Sorry, guys. Anyhow, that's pretty much like my life update for the week. It was kind of a normal, busy week. Everybody's back to school. And last week, not this week. And the 2 girls who dance with their dance studios company had their big dress rehearsal. Their big show is this coming Sunday. I'm so excited. We get to see all their competition pieces on stage, fully costumed. Now that Abby's driving, I don't go to the dance studio really anymore. And so I haven't seen any of their numbers. I've seen video, a little bit of video. I haven't even seen like their solos or anything. Kind of bad dance mom, but I'm really excited to see all of their pieces, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It does, however, mean that I am missing our Seattle Library stitching group, which is meeting this coming Sunday. So if you're in the area, that's at the Renton Library, the Renton Highlands Library on Sunday from, I believe, 1 to 5. But I'll have the information in the description box below. So I'm going to miss that stitching group. So I am having stitchy group withdrawal a little bit, and was hoping to see the Kitsap Stitchers today, but oh well. Instead, I get to have Flosstube happy hour with all of you guys. Hang on just a moment. It seems like I start Flosstube and need to blow my nose. Hold on just a moment. All right, I'm back. Okay, that's better. I might have to pause again. I don't want to subject you guys to that. Yuck, gross. So I think that's all that happened this weekend. Girls had dress rehearsal, some random doctor's appointments. Other than that, a pretty normal week. And I got lots of stitching done. Lots of fun things to show you guys. So is there anything else we need to talk? Any other general business things we need to talk about? Oh, the only other thing I wanted to mention, I am doing Stitch from Stash, as you guys know. And I had shown the one Lollipop Stitches charity pattern last week. I believe I showed that last week. That is for Bendy Stitchy's Charity of the Month, which is Parkinson's, the Michael J. Fox Foundation. So I'd shown her pattern. That was a charity pattern for Michael J. Fox. It's amazing. I'm going to link it below again because it's fantastic. I put it away. I should show it to you again because you really only have till the end of the month. And then it sounds like she's taking it down out of her Etsy store after this month. And it's a great chart about making the future what you want it to be. And love that. Anyhow, so I'd shown that. And in the meantime, there have been a million fantastic charity charts to help out Australia, because Australia is literally on fire. The rest of the world is just a figurative dumpster fire, but they're literally burning down. Oh my gosh. Prayers to all you guys in Australia. So there have been a bunch of charity charts. I didn't buy any of them. I'm doing Stitch from Stash, and when I gave it some thought, there were of course several that are so cute and I totally want to help out. And so what I ended up doing, and Caroline from Off the Grid had a great video about this as well. I made a direct donation because one, then Drew's company matches it, which is always good. And I just figured I really want to help out. I didn't want to blow my Stitch from Stash budget. And since then, Stitch from Stash has said charity charts are exempt because it's a charitable donation, which is cool for them. But I just thought direct donation might be a better way to go, and then get Drew's company to match it. Caroline at Off the Grid did a fantastic video. I think it was her last one, where she talks about direct donation. And in her description box, she lists a bunch of places that had been vetted as great organizations to directly donate to. So I'm going to link her video directly to that video. I will link that below if you want to make a direct donation. Otherwise, there are so many fantastic charts and needle minders and just so many wonderful things out there. I know Frosted Pumpkin has one, Linen and Threads has one, Fiddlesticks AU has one. I think Sassy Jacks has a pattern that if you finish it, they'll make a donation. I'm sure I'm forgetting some because there's so many amazing ones. Michelle, the brilliant Michelle from Michelle Bendy Stitchy, came up with a fantastic hashtag, which is Help AUS Out Sal. Help Australia Out Sal. And I'll put that in the description box below as well. So I'm following that hashtag. It's a great way to see what all of the different charity charts and products are, because I think there's even like knit people, like yarn people are getting in on it. Like there's a lot out there. So I'm following that hashtag. It's a great way to see all the different ways that you can help out Australia in any way you can, even if it's just some prayers. They could use them. So I just wanted to make that little kind of announcement, like, hey, if you haven't heard about that great hashtag, go check it out. Do what you can. So on to what I did stitch this week, since I didn't stitch any charity charts. First thing I've been working on, of course, is Farewell to Anger. So I've been working on this since the 2nd. I worked on it the 2nd through yesterday, and now I'm going to swap it out, and I'm going to be working on Harry Potter book covers for this coming week. But I am so happy with 10 days progress, and I once again did not bring up the chart cover. Farewell to Anger. Farewell to Anger. I have it on my Instagram. The whole picture of the whole chart. Terrible. You'd think I would know how to Flosstube by now, but I don't. So here's where I got to. I am stitching this diagonally, and I'm loving it. Loving doing the diagonally stitching. I'm loving Pattern Keeper. It has changed my full coverage life. Look at that. That is almost 1%. It's like 2,400 something odd stitches. Yeah, that's some good progress. And I posted on Instagram because it's like 0.97% completed. And I was so proud of that. And someone commented, which they were being so encouraging, was, that's awesome. Do it 99 more times and you're done. 99 more times. Okay. I think it just hit me home like how long this is going to take me. I don't care. It's beautiful. So there we go. There's the progress on Farewell to Anger. And now it's going away and will come back out next week. But there we go. I just got, and actually did I even stitch on it yesterday? I think maybe a little or not at all, because I finished out this diagonal and it just felt like a really good place to stop. So there we go. Farewell to Anger. I'll just keep holding it there because I love it so much. Look at the greens, guys. Oh, that's so gorgeous. And there's like one purple in here that I could see was going to come in down here. I love the colors. So, and once again, this is Garden Guard by Garden Tote Bags, and it matches my bag that it lives in. And needle minders are by Abby Topknot. Love it. Love it. Apparently it's going to take me, a decade to stitch, but what else do I have to do? Nothing. All right. And so then all week I was just working on homework. It's not really homework. Challenge tasks for enchanting stitches, as well as some for their monthly. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that I worked on, I think I might have showed this last week, or maybe did I just tell you guys I think I just told you what I was going to work on. For the first task last week in enchanting stitches was something that had to be put away because Wendy's being told she has to grow up and has to put away childish things. So we had to work on something that we needed to put away, whether it's because you had to wait for the next part of the sal or it's seasonal stitching. And I worked on, I think I just told you guys I was going to work on this, Cardinal Winter by Little House Needleworks, because I'm just feeling like I really want to start spring stitching. So this either gets finished very soon or it gets put away. So I've been picking at this. So I did this for one task, and then I would just kind of pick at it a little here and there, and I got some decent progress, and I'm like a thread and needle just hanging. Cool. All right. But here's where I got to. So I'm really close. So I'm hoping to finish this up. Did I put this on my acrostic? I feel like maybe I did. Let me look at my handy dandy planner. You guys want to see the planner again? No? You're like, Erin, we've seen the planner a million times. Where's the planner? Yes, I did. I put this as a finish on my January acrostic for 24 hours across stitch. So I'm actually really pretty close. And I think if I just keep picking at this a little bit, I'll finish it up. So that's where I did the whole rest of this tree. I did all of this border, and now I'm putting the snow in. And then, I don't know, there's some leaves, some little hearts, the cardinals themselves, but it's actually not much stitching left, really. So hopefully that'll be a finish next week. And then I'll get some more stitch from Stash credit. Yay! So that was the first thing that I worked on. And then I worked on Promise of Spring. For one of the tasks, we had to work in black or gray, but I didn't write down why we had to work in black or gray. Just had to work in black or gray. So I worked on Promise of Spring. And this is one of my January WIP Go pieces. And I'm hoping for a finish. So we'll see. So I'm doing the lettering in Zack Black, which is a gray. I have threads hanging on this one too. Good heavens, guys, I'm a mess. So there we go. So I got some good progress on that. And I also used this for an extra credit, like a monthly challenge, to stitch in white. We have to stitch in different colors for Mr. Smee's tasks and for shaving Captain Hook. I watched the movie last night. I did the stitch and watch the movie last night, so now I'm refreshed on the movie. And Abby was watching it with me for a little bit, and she was like, this would not fly these days. This is not politically correct at all. And she's not kidding. They would not put that movie out now. There's like excessive drinking. There's very not politically correct characterizations of Aboriginal people. Anyway, so I had to stitch in white. So hopefully you guys can see. I did these little white snowflakes here and inside the O and started over here. And I'm doing this white, since we've had so many conversations about white. I hope you guys can see that. The light, I have to use my ring light because it's dark already. And it kind of blows this out a little bit. I think you guys can see it. I'm doing this white in B5200. I started this very first one up here in sulky because I really liked using the sulky thread on Snow House, but this is 18 count Aida in sterling by Picture This Plus. And if you've worked on Picture This Plus Aida, I love it. It is so soft. It's so soft. And I stitch in hand, and somehow that sulky thread, the way I was pulling it, the tension looked all weird. So I pulled it out and switched to B5200, and I like how it's stitching up just fine. Just nice. And you can see it better in person than it's showing up there. So there we go. So that's pretty good progress. So I need no winter, house forever, no spring. All I have is skips its turn, snowflake, snowflake, and then a whole nother field of snow. Guys, I feel like I'm about done stitching snow. But this is pretty quick. So I'm still hoping that I'll get that finished this month. I'm going to keep slotting it in for tasks. All right. And then I worked on Dog's Declaration. This is not a WIP Go piece. This is not, I really just wanted to work on this a little bit. And so I worked on this for Nana, the dog, being the nursemaid, and what nursemaid could you have? And I would have a dog. So here it is, Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. I am stitching this on a 36 count Lakeside linen in bisque with all of the called for Wild Donny threads. And here is where I got to. It's 250-ish stitches. I think I just put in a little bit more. So when I started this for November High Tea. I literally had this little swirl right here. Just this top little swirl. It was the saddest little start you've ever seen. So I just worked some more on this border and started putting in, look at these little flowers. Tell me those are not squirrel tails. Those are like squirrel tails, right? That's hysterical. I love this piece already. I'm going to love working on it. I can tell this is a long-term project, but I don't care. So there's Dog's Declaration. I figure if I'm focusing mostly on WIP Go pieces, then I can always throw in like one, just for fun, to touch something else, task each week. All right, and then for something that makes you happy, I worked on apples and sage, because cooking and eating makes me very, very happy. And this is from the French Kitchen Collection club kit from Inspired Needle. It's the first one. It's fall. I showed you guys the third one that I got in the mail last week, and I still have not finished the first one yet. However, I used this for that task last week. I also used it for, yep, I'm a thread licker, and I lick my finger to turn pages. There you have it. I also used it for a secret villain in extra credit for 500 stitches. So this got a lot of work last week. I said that this was a secret villain because I really love the club and I love the patterns, but I can't stitch them fast enough. It's kind of stressing me out. So here's my progress on this. You guys, I'm so excited. I'm ready. Are you ready for me to drop some like cross stitching revelatory revelatory wisdom on you. Are you ready? If you focus on a piece, you get a lot of progress on it. Seriously, I'm already loving WIP Go because it's making me pick Promise of Spring and Apples and Sage for as many tasks as I can because I said I was going to finish it. And I really want to try as much as I can to meet the WIP Go goals in the month they're called. So, but I am so excited because I feel like if I keep using this for the next couple tasks, this is so going to be done. Are you guys ready? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I also use this for stitching in black for polishing. That's why the apples aren't all that done and I started on the border. So I use this for, yeah, this got probably 1,000 stitches in it last week. Look at that. Yay, so last time you guys saw it, I was to here and I didn't have the details in the pots yet. So I did all of this bunch of stage and the bowls and I started on the apples and then this little bottom border. Look how close I am, guys. Ooh, that's amazing. And I love it. I'm gonna show you guys real close. See this like little checkerboard pattern back there? Is there a way to stitch that without your back looking like that? I don't think there is. If there is, you tell me, but real life here, people. I had to travel all over the place to get those little individual stitches. But you can't see through on the linen, so I don't think it matters. I love how this looks. Love it. And I'm so excited. Maybe this might be a finish next week, guys. Am I using it this week? Let me see. Look at that. Doing it again, looking. I don't have it slated for anything this week. Oh well. Maybe I'll still pick it up a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so there it is. Apples and Sage. In love with it. And I am loving WIP Go. Genius group and focusing on stuff. I mean, like, is that rocket science? If you focus on something, you might finish more things. It is for me, apparently. Okay, so that was all my homework. And then I also randomly one day got a wild hair. Oh, it's on my 24 hours of cross stitch. I think I knew that I was on track to finish everything. And so I looked at my 24 hours of cross stitch and said, what else do I need to work on besides these two projects? Because I had just been working on Apples and Sage like a mad woman. I was like, know that there's other stuff on my 24 hours. And this was on there for the X for Christmas Left Undone. So I was so close to a finish on this, guys. And so I took a few hours and finished it up. Are you ready? Oh, it's this piece. I'll show you. My little winter holiday collection, Christmas lantern. And I fully finished. Boom! Look at that! So cute. I just cut it out. Can you see I got a little bit of glue on the back? It's fine. It's the back. And I put some felt on the back. Glued the magnet on. See, I just got a little loopy. Glued the magnet on, and it's all done. Do we think that this could pass for winter? I mean, it is the winter holiday collection. Do we think this? It is pretty red and green, isn't it? I think I'm going to leave it up for just a little bit anyway, because it's finally done. So that was awesome. Yay! So that's my second finish of 2020 and was a $5.50 credit on Stitch for Stash. So I am like solidly like right now I'm over my budget because I had bought Lolly's Michael J. Fox Foundation pattern, which I'm still counting because I bought that before they said charity charts were exempt. I will stitch that pattern. So I'm still counting it in my spreadsheet. But now I've had two finishes. I've had two finishes for credit, and so I think I'm at like $32 or something like that. I think I'm at like $32 positive for the month. And I almost, guys, I almost went crazy because Spunky Jen on Instagram, she's stitching in the bluegrass. I don't know, she talked about in our Flosstube where she messaged me that she had gone to Starlight Stitchery and found some great stuff, and then it made me go back and look at Starlight Stitchery again. I had like 3 charts in my cart, and one of them I really, really want. If I finish up Cardinal Winter and I get credit for that, I'm buying that chart. My problem is like, do I buy one chart and pay the shipping on it? Like, that breaks a rule, right? Of just one chart going alone? I don't know. But I don't want to buy something extra and blow my budget because I'm going to go to Acorns next month for First Thursday. So I want to have money, and I know when I go down to Acorns, Beth Twist just released Heartstring Samplery, just released 2 new charts. Go check them out on her Instagram. I need both of those. So, and then I also had a new start yesterday. Was it just yesterday? Yeah, I had a new start yesterday. So winter holiday, I started, when did I start that? I think in November. Let me look on my WIP list. Winter holiday, I started November 5th and I finished January 8th. And then I started on, I'll just have to get out of looking. I started on the 12th. Yep, yesterday I started the next yearbook by Lizzie Kate, February. And I started stitching this for the monthly task of stitching the Darling Children. I was stitching pink for Michael, and I stitched the pink for Michael, and then I started Peter Pan after I stitched the pink and did the movie watch challenge while I worked on this. And then I went back and realized that I thought the task for the Darling Children was 100 stitches each. It's 300. Whoops, so now I gotta find something else to stitch for Michael, but that's okay because it's just more progress. So that's what the chart looks like. And this one feels like not as much stitching as some of the months. It's going really, really fast because Peter Pan is not a long movie. And here's where I am. And just a reminder, I'm stitching this on 28 count linen in flax with the listed DMC conversion. So there we go. So I'm going to get this done, no problem. This is also on my 24-hour cross-stitch acrostic. And I didn't put any of these on WIP Go because I know I'm going to do them. It wasn't like a stretcher challenge. I've been doing good. This is the one thing that I've kept up with are these little charts because they're pretty easy. So there it is, super cute. And that's it. That's all I stitched on. Oh, but I had another finish. I had another FFO. I FFO'd Snow House. And this one, so I just did that yesterday. The days are getting by me. And so I brought up, this is what sits in my powder room up on a shelf. And I just switch out these little, I've been doing the seasonal ABCs on this by Lizzie Kate. So I've done summer, fall. This is winter ABC. It's very Christmassy. I mean, certainly the way I finished it, but even so, that's a Christmas tree. There's no way around it. So I needed something different to put on here between Christmas and when I do the spring one and the spring one goes up. So that's what I had chosen Snow House for. And I had showed you that finish last week, but I didn't realize, and I knew that it was like about the same size, but it's a little bigger. You can see it's a little bit bigger. So it's not going to fit on that clipboard as well, but that's okay. Look, isn't that cute? So I didn't do the rickrack all the way around, and I just put this little gray fabric with snowflakes on board and put the piece on there with just one little piece of batting. It's going to go right on here. There we go. So now that's, get that centered. So now that's all ready to go in my powder room. Yay, but see, you can see it kind of comes like all the way down to the bottom. But that's okay because it goes up really high on a shelf. Up high, far away. You're not going to notice that it's a little big. This is like a lot of decorating for me anyway, so it's good enough. So Snow House is all FFO'd and ready to hang up. I did it yesterday because we took Christmas down. So look at that, on time. That's some on-time stitching. Only because I left Christmas up for an extra week. Oh. So that's everything I worked on, guys. Hey, since I'm talking about Snow House, we should give it away because that was the giveaway for last week was Snow House, along with the extra bit of fabric of this 28 count Monaco even weave. And I used a little random YouTube picker, and since I'm not fancy enough to put a video in, I just took a picture of when I did it, and it was Fresh Coast Stitcher. Fresh Coast Stitcher, you won the Snow House. And I think you said you won the fabric. You said, see, pinch and zoom. I would like to stitch the snow on that beautiful fabric you have left over. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. If not, I'm just moving along anyway. It seems like this cred's going to hang on for a while. So, yay, Fresh Coast Stitcher. Send me your address and I will get this in the mail to you. Yay! I'm just going to show you a little bit of stitching mail I got. It's not really stash, but I got some amazing stitching mail that I want to show you guys, and then I'll do this week's giveaway after that. So the first thing I want to show you is a lovely viewer sent me a package, and I was just stunned when I opened it. Her name's Lisa. I didn't ask her if I could say her name, but I'm going to because her name's Lisa, and she is Forest City. Talking words are still hard apparently. Forest City Stitching. Pretty sure that's her floss. She has a Flosstube channel, which I didn't know. I'm now subscribed, and while I was doing all the finishing, I was catching up on her videos. Her name's Lisa. She's a Canadian. She's absolutely lovely, and look at what she stitched me. Is that not amazing? Look at that. She said she saw this little design, I think in a magazine, and wanted to stitch it for me, and she kind of adapted a little to put 2 martini stitcher on there and finished it. Look at this beautiful tart pan finish, which I have not done. It is so beautifully stuffed and in there, and I love it so much. Thank you, Lisa. I know we already chatted, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys should go check out her floss too. She does lots of fun projects and Disney, and she's in the challenge groups and good stuff. So wait, I'm gonna hang this up. There we go. Yay, that's gonna stay up there. The magnet, I don't know so much about that, but that little gorgeousness, love it. Maybe I'll hang it up here. I'll probably leave it on the, doesn't matter, you guys don't care. It'll be where it is. So thank you, Lisa, I love it. That was such a pleasant surprise. It made my week. The only other thing I wanted to show you, I've had this since before Christmas. This came the day before we left for our trip, but I put it with where I keep all my giveaway stuff. I hear people all the time say, oh, I saw this lot of cross stitch stuff on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or wherever, and they find some great stuff, and I don't often think to look, but I did happen to wander to Facebook Marketplace and just type in, local to me cross stitch, whatever, put in a little cross stitch search, and this lot of stuff came up fairly close to me, but I didn't really want to drive to get it. But she had dropped the price on this lot of Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Needleworks charts, and she was offering the whole thing for $20. Wait till you guys see what's in here. I haven't even really looked through it that much. I just flipped through it real quickly when it came, because it came seriously the day before we were leaving, and I was busy doing other things. But she dropped the price to $20. It looked like it had been listed for a while, and so I messaged her and said, hey, would you be willing to ship it? She was a total dear, said no problem, and then felt bad with how much it cost to ship it because she sent it in a big box. It was still, I think it ended up being $30, $28 or $30. I was still thrilled. And it was bad pictures. I think part of the reasons it hadn't sold was because it was kind of all in a jumble, but I could tell that there were some decent charts in there, and I thought, well, either it's stuff I'll stitch or put in the giveaways, and so I'd stuck this stuff with the giveaways. And so when I went to go get stuff today to figure out what the giveaway would be, I saw this box here and went, I didn't show them that. So not only were there charts in here, some of them had threads in it. So look at this. And I don't know when I'm going to stitch. Well, this for sure I'm stitching. Some of this I'm going to stitch. Some of it I'll give away. It looks like she stitched all these patterns because some of them are missing the plastic. It looks like she stitched all of them. So the first one is, look, Main Street Station. I love that. Love trees. And look, threads. I mean, they look like maybe some of them were used, but all the threads. She also included this Alaska stocking. That's pretty cool. That's super cool. Little House Needleworks. I love this. Over the River and Through the Woods. We would sing this all the time when we would drive to my grandmother's house. Even though she lived in Indiana, we would drive from Pittsburgh. It wasn't really Over the River and Through the Woods, but love that. But that was one of the ones that wasn't in the plastic. This is a Country Cottage Kids, but I like that. The Nutcracker, that one's cool. Also not in the plastic. This is all dolled up by Little House Needleworks. Under the tree. I don't know. It looks like a little ornament, but look how cute that is. It's like a little Nutcracker and doll underneath the tree. That's adorable. These are all very Christmassy. This is another all dolled up Fa La La. It also comes with the DMC to do it. This is Bringing Home the Tree. I mean, you guys know I love stitching these little ornament things. Also, floss. Country Cottage Kids. I think she mentioned that she stitched some of these for her grandkids. This is cute. I don't know that I'll stitch this, but somebody's going to love stitching that. Look at those mermaids. Adorable. I should stitch it because look at that blue fabric. As we've established, I have lots of blue fabric. You Are My Sunshine. That was like the #1 song. I think The Year I Was Born, You Are My Sunshine. This one also has threads in it. And some of those are, it looks like Weeks Dye Works. And some DMC. I like this one. Little House Needleworks, Rosie. Rosie makes posies with blooms from the rose. She ties them up sweetly with ribbons and bows. That's adorable. I like this one too. This one she obviously stitched because she wrote on the thread thing a little bit. Because I think she made some changes. Summer at the Shore. Love that. The palm trees, that'd be fun for my in-laws. What is this? See this? Oh, this one I'm for sure stitching. I don't know where the rest of it is though. Oh, there's Summer at the Shore. This I don't think has the front cover. It's just the chart for Poinsettia House, which is on my wish list. So I'm for sure stitching that before we give it away. And then I love this one too. Country Cottage Kids, A Pirate Life for Me. If I weren't like doing WIP Go, I would start that for Peter Pan. Are you kidding me? And once again, threads. What? Seriously, guys, I got all of that. She was listing it for $20. And then I had to pay some for shipping, but that's okay. Oh, and one more. Look at this. Tiny Modernist Zoo Train. That's adorable. That would be a fantastic burst sampler. Look how cute that is. Love the Tiny Modernist. That'll be a giveaway for sure. I don't have any more kits. So, in lieu of haul, you guys get to see the Facebook Marketplace find that I scored at the end of the year that I put in the box away with the giveaways. Forgot about, so I didn't show you. So let's do this week's giveaways. I'm actually going to do 2 because you guys know I love to pass the stash. And since I finished Winter Holiday, I'm going to pass on the chart. However, it's a kit. I used everything in the kit, so it's just the chart. However, if you don't want to bead, you can, on the chart, it has, I can show you the chart, but if you've not done a Mill Hill kit, this floss number here, that's DMC. So you can easily stitch this and it tells you which floss color to use to put on the bead. You wouldn't need to bead it. You could just do it all stitching. Or if you wanted to get some beads, you could bead it. So if anybody's interested in this, just let me know. I would like to stitch the lantern and I will give somebody this chart. I'm happy to pass that along. I just didn't know if anybody would want that chart. Like if just the chart from those little Mill Hill kits are useful to anybody, but you could totally just cross stitch it. or you could get some red beads. It used like red and cream and green beads. And there are some left over, but I don't know if it would be enough. And I'm just going to hang on to them because you never know when I might need a few beads for something. So just the chart for that. I went to stitch the lantern. And then in going through all of my stuff that I kind of have set aside for giveaways, I came across this booklet and it is just so sweet, guys. I just love it. It's by Alma Lynn. Alma Lynn? I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. It looks like an older booklet, but these are just so sweet. I love cross stitch. And it's a whole booklet. It has, well, here's all of the charts that are in it. So it's got this little girl sitting. It's got this like mom and daughter. It's got the grandma, what looks like the grandma with two kids. Where's that one? This one here. But it's just sweet little patterns of girls and moms, like 3 generations stitching. Really sweet. So all the charts are in there for this. I love cross stitch. If you went to stitch this, what you're going to tell me is how many years you've been stitching. Because I feel like I get so many comments of people saying, I'm like you, I just got back into stitching. And so I feel like stitching is having this resurgence, but I know that there are some of you that have been stitching forever. So just let me know if you want, and I'm just curious. I'm just really interested to know who's new, who's back to stitching, who learned to stitch like me as a kid and has just gotten back into it, who's been stitching continually for decades. Let me know how long you've been stitching if you are interested in the I Love Cross Stitch booklet. So it's kind of a twofer this week. Twofer this week on the giveaways. I rarely say this, but you guys are pretty good about it. You have to be 18 so that you can give me your address. Don't say giveaway. It'd be nice if you were a subscriber. Oh, I am inching up, guys, on like 2,000 subscribers. I think I'm like at 1,850 or something like that. So when we get to 2,000, I'm going to do a couple bigger giveaways. I'm kind of planning, scheming on what those are going to be. So we'll see. We'll see when that is. But, it'd be nice if you were a subscriber. And I think that's all I have for you this week, guys. It was good chatting with you since I couldn't be with Stitchy friends in person. This is the next best thing, and it's the reason I started Flosstube to begin with, really, because I didn't know any stitchers local to me. And now look, I meet stitchers at the library, I drive over the Kitsap Peninsula, I go down to Portland once a month. I love this community. And I love all you guys that come spend some time with me every week and comment and say hi, and it's great. It's a great little community. So hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you back here next week. And until then, cheers.